My electricity bill is around £565 a month. Yes, you heard that right. That is £565. Yeah, that works out to about £6 a year. And let's be honest, with all this stuff, a hot tub, loads of home automation, and now the fact that I've bought an electric car, this is just going to go up. It's not going down, is it? Something needs to be done. So we've come up with a plan. Well, the plan is we've bought a Powerwall, we've had some solar installed, and we've got a cheap rate electrical tariff. And in this video, we're going to look at the data behind that and whether we thought it's a good purchase. So I got these installed at the beginning of March. Since then, I've had solar installed, only a few panels. We started with 2 to see how it was going to work, whether they were going to make a difference. And then we added a few more. And honestly, the data speaks for itself. Like, this is going to be interesting. So let's dive right in. So what was the goal? What were we trying to achieve with these Powerwalls and later to be solar? It wasn't just to use less electric. We use about 60 to 70 kilowatt hours during any given day here in our house. And we didn't want to reduce that. We want to maybe move it around, maybe move around where we're buying it from. Because in the UK, we have a cheap tariff at night, which between midnight and 5 a.m. is about 4 to 5p now. And then we have an expensive tariff, which is about 30p during the day. That's between 5 a.m. and the following midnight. That is no good. Using that is really expensive. So what we wanted to do was charge the batteries overnight onto the cheap tariff, so they're fully charged. Discharge them during the day to use like the oven, the house lights and all this stuff. And then hopefully that lasts to the end of the day so that we save on using the expensive rate electric. And this will all be automated. And we can also maybe move some loads around, such as the hot tub can run only at night on cheap electric, so it discharges during the day, maybe gets a bit cooler, stuff like that. We move some of the air conditioning loads around. Automate the whole thing, because obviously there's lots of tech going on in this house. The setup itself is pretty simple. We've got main Tesla Powerwall, gateway obviously because you need a gateway in the UK, but this also gives us redundancy. If we lose grid power, we got a backup, which is ideal because I don't like turning this stuff off. Plus an expansion pack. This gives us about 27.5 kilowatt hours. Or is it 27 kilowatt hours? I think it's 27 kilowatt hours. This is connected to the house obviously, and it's kind of doing what we need it to do right now. So it's charging up on the cheap rate electric and then discharging during the day. There was a bit of a finicky bit where it started charging later on during the night as opposed to immediately at midnight. But as you can see, it was definitely charging through the cheap window and discharging during the day. However, it wasn't doing it. It wasn't quite making the end of day. Now I think it's time that we talk figures. So let's look at the numbers. Over the last 70 days, without the battery, just as the electric that we have used, obviously we've made changes to our electric usage and stuff like that. So we've brought this down a bit, but as British Gas show you, as you can see, we were definitely paying that £560 odd a month. We have used £451 worth of electric. So, okay, we've come down about 100 quid there. That's because I changed the hot tub to a heat pump. It used to be an electric resistive heater. Now it's a heat pump. And with the battery setup, that's come all the way down to £287 a month. That's a £164 saving in like the last 30 days, really. Though this is the last 70 days of data, we've only really had it the last 30 days, so what can I say? I think the real savings are going to be way more. It's going to be obvious in a year or so that we're only really using about £100 a month, which is going to be crazy. But the real savings, they haven't started yet because we went a step further and we installed some solar. This took place in April to start with. We got 2 panels. And as you can see by this curve, they were immediately generating some electricity. Obviously, this was distributed into the batteries and into the house. We didn't actually have enough solar to charge the batteries with our base draw. Our base draw in this house is about 1.5 kilowatt hours, and that's consistent throughout the day. That's stuff like this, lights, all that sort of stuff, that is running all the time and we don't turn it off. So we added like a kilowatt of solar to 530 watt panels. They normally generate about 0.8 watts on a really good day. That helped reduce the battery load. And it did mean that on 1 or 2 days in April, we made it to the end of the day without using any expensive electricity. They were perfect. But obviously, that was perfect conditions. No oven, no hot tub, no ironing, no microwave, stuff like that. Big, expensive loads in the house. We probably even turned the air conditioning down. That's not feasible. We cannot live like that. I don't want to be watching the numbers and go, oh, how much electricity are we using here? How much electricity are we using here? Etc, etc, etc. You get the idea. It needed to work. So we took the next step. We've recently done the roof of our garage, start of May. So when we did that, we've added an extra 6 panels. And what can I say? They're making all the difference. We're generating about 4.5 kilowatt hours in any given day, and it's not even been that sunny. They're doing so much better. Obviously before, the battery was always still going down, whereas now sometimes the battery goes back up, as you can see by those 2 lines on the graph. They go up a little bit as we charge the battery. We've not had them very long, so there's not much data to go with there, but it's going to be way better. The setup that we've now got, that we're sticking with, and hopefully will last us for a year or so, I think in winter we might need a few more solar panels, but it is the following. 2 Powerwalls, 1 main, 1 expansion pack, cheap electric charging overnight on the cheap tariff, some solar generation from our 8 panels, and obviously my car, which is new, does most of its charging overnight in that cheap window. But the good thing is, because we've got some excess battery available at the end of the day, I normally get home about 9 or 10 o'clock at night. I can drain that battery to be almost flat before midnight to charge the car if I need extra charging range, and I can write code to do that so that it fluctuates so that we don't overdraw the battery before midnight and have to go on to the expensive tariff. But the most insane part is really on a day where we've used 70 kilowatt hours or whatever, we've had the oven on, we've got friends around, we've thrown a party, it's been chaos in the house, had people in the hot tub, and I look at the bill and it's like, oh, you used £2 of electric that day. I'm like, what? We only used £2 of electric. It is so much better. So I was talking to a friend of mine who has got one of these large systems and they've got battery backup, and they were saying, but our electricity bill hasn't really gone down that much. It's gone down a little bit, but not loads. They're still, in winter they're paying a lot, stuff like that. And I told them, really, the large part is the automation. You have to configure this system to work the way you want it to. Like, the people who installed our Powerwall, they were okay, they were brilliant. I'm not going to name them, because I'm not recommending them. But they missed some of the key selling points and configuring parameters that I think they could have configured to make it work better for us. Like, I've spent ages diving into the settings, playing around, making sure it does exactly what we want it to do. Whereas if you're not that interested, if you just want to plug it in, leave it and get on with it and hope it's going to save you money, you're not going to get the most out of it. Yet you can kind of see that in some of our graphs. Like, sometimes it could have made it to the end of the day, but stuff got turned on that actually didn't need to be turned on, and we could have made it wait to the end of the day. You can see there's drops and fluctuations. It's getting there because I've automated everything. Like, the hot tub charges during the night. It heats up hotter than it does normally, thus it decays during the day. Air conditioning comes on to heat the house so that it can decay during the day. Now that we've got the solar, we're going to be okay. I'm very excited for how this is going to run. And something I'm really pleased about, which I did worry from the start, was that I was going to obsess over these little details. Was I going to be like, are we saving power? Are we turning stuff off? Are we turning stuff on? What are we doing? Why are we using so much power? It has given me a new look on how much electricity we use in the house, because sometimes we're using a lot of electricity and I don't feel like we should be using a lot of electricity, but I'm kind of not too worried. I know that we're going to make it, we've got enough power and we can do it. And from an automation side, I get an alert. If it thinks there's an issue and something's going on, it can say, maybe turn off this for a minute to make it last, or give it 20 minutes or stuff like that. We can make those things work. And now that the house is fully automated and tries to optimize itself around cheap electric, solar, and charging the car when it can, I guess the question is, was it worth it? Honestly, I think so. There was a large upfront cost, let's be real. There was about £12,000 for the Powerwalls, and we probably spent an extra grand or two on solar, getting that added. Okay, that's 15 grand. But we were paying 6 grand a year anyway. in electricity. And if we can get that down to about £1,000, that's a £5,000 saving. It's going to pay itself back in about 3 years. That's absolutely incredible. Most people are talking about 7, 8, 9 year payback periods. That only really works because we were using so much electricity. And yes, but guess there is a bit of benefit to if we have a power cut. Like we had a power cut the other week. We don't get them very often. It's not a major concern. But the Powerwall was instantly on it, restored the power, maintained the load. Everything stayed up. Nothing had any issues. And do you know what? I was blown away. I got an alert. It was brilliant. And I've built some automation around that, obviously. You've got to build automation around it to start shedding loads. So like, we can turn stuff off. I can turn off car charging. The hot tub, it can stop heating if we are on backup. Make it last longer. Make the power last and do the fridges, server rack, TVs, whatever we want to do in the house as we want to live. And I guess the really exciting part is the system's not really finished. The new solar panels, they've only been in a couple of days, if not a week at the point of this video. There's no long-term data. So I guess time will tell on how much electricity we use, how it works out, and what it looks like. So maybe over the next few months, I'm going to keep an eye on it, and I'll definitely be doing a follow-up. So if you want to know more about how this looks in maybe 6 months to a year's time, hit that like button and tell me you've liked the video, and get subscribed because there's all sorts of tech content coming out that I hope you have enjoyed. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.